Hi guys, in this video I'm asked to prove, or let me just say show that n combination r plus n combination of r minus 1 equals to n plus 1 combination r. So that's what I'm going to prove in this case. So let's just go. Let's go. First thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to record the formula, right? I can prove on from the left or right hand side, then you are like, but let's just go and just say, let's recall we have, whenever we have n combination r, the same thing as writing n factorial divided by what? R factorial into bracket n minus r factorial, right? So what I'm going to do now is that, here, this is my n, this is my r, this is my n, and this is my what? My r. So let me just fix this on the what? Fix both of them on this side. So that I'm going to have this word to be n factorial, right? Divided by what? That's actually r factorial into bracket n minus r factorial plus n factorial divided by what? My r is r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus, that's actually r minus 1 factorial for the second side if I fix it, right? So now what I'm going to have now is that I'm going to have this to be, that's actually um, n factorial divided by what? That's r factorial into bracket n minus r factorial plus n factorial divided by what? That's r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus r plus 1 factorial, right? So now what am I going to do in this case? I actually need to recall some formula, some is it formula or some is it identity? It is actually some factorial expression that whenever I have something like, whenever I have r factorial, it's just as writing r into brackets r minus 1 factorial, right? Then whenever I have n factorial, something like this, whenever I have n minus r plus 1 factorial, it's just as writing n minus r plus 1 and also what? N minus r plus 1 minus 1 factorial. So if I simplify this further, I'm going to have to what? N minus r plus 1 factorial to be equal n minus r plus 1, right, into brackets n minus r factorial plus 1 will cancel minus 1. So I'm having it to be this. So these two expressions, I will go ahead and put it here. So on both sides, I'm going to put it there. So here I'm going to have to what? To be n factorial, right? Then divided by, this is actually r. My r is going to be r into brackets r minus 1 factorial, open bracket again, n minus r factorial. Then plus n factorial divided by again, my r minus 1 is actually there. Then what of this? I'm going to have to what? To be n minus r plus 1 and also what? N minus r factorial. Exactly. So that's just it. So what we need to understand here is that we look at both expressions. What can we factorize? What can we actually factorize in this case? We have r here. We have r minus 1, r minus 1, n minus r, n minus r. So we should just go ahead and factorize that. That will be enough for us to. No? Let's just go ahead and factorize. I'm going to have n factorial, which is common on both sides, then divided by factorizing r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus r factorial, then open a bracket. I'm going to have 1 over r here plus, in this case, what am I having now? I'm having, that's actually 1 divided by what? N minus r plus 1. That's what I'm having. Let me just simplify the SCM. So finding the SCM, I'm going to have these two words. That's actually n factorial divided by what? That's r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus r factorial, right? Then open a bracket here. I'm going to have to what? That's r plus n minus r plus 1, right? Divided by what? That's r into bracket n minus r plus 1. Exactly. So here, r will cancel minus r. Then I'm left with what? N factorial divided by what? That's r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus r factorial, right? Then here should be, that's actually, here I'm having n plus 1. N plus 1 divided by what was that? I'm having, that's actually n minus r plus 1. Then I'm having r here. Exactly. So that's what I'm having. So now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and open the bracket now. So open the bracket, I'm going to have it to be, that's actually, let me just raise this one up. Let me raise that up, like, I'm having it to be, that's actually, this is n factorial, right? Divided by what? That's actually r minus 1 factorial into bracket n minus r factorial, right, into brackets n plus 1 divided by what? That's actually r into bracket n minus r plus 1, right? So if I should open the brackets, we all know that n plus 1 is actually greater than that is n, right? So I'm going to open it and I'm going to bring this one towards the side. So that I'm going to have what? N plus 1, right? And also what? N factorial divided by, opening bracket, I'm going to bring my r here. I'm going to have r into bracket r minus 1 factorial. Then what of this? I'm going to have to get n minus r plus 1 and also what? N minus r factorial. Exactly. So by the time I open it, this is what I'm going to have. So I can now recall the question 1 and 2 that I actually recall earlier. I say whenever I have r factorial, it's same as r into bracket r minus 1 factorial. So this is my everything here is simply my what? My r factorial. Then whenever I have n minus r plus 1 factorial, it is simple as writing n minus r plus 1, n minus r factorial, which is also the same as this. So I will simply replace it. I'm going to have n plus 1, n factorial divided by what? This actually r factorial, then into brackets n minus r plus 1 factorial. So that's it. Then here I can simply factorize further. N plus 1 and also what? N factorial is equal as writing n plus 1 factorial. Then divided by what? Divided by r factorial into bracket n minus r plus 1 factorial. So that's the first expression. Now let's go ahead and prove from the left hand side and see if both of them are going to be equal. So after proving this side, I'm having the expression to be this, right? Then let me just go with n plus 1 factorial. Let me see what's going to happen. This is n plus 1 factorial, right? That means my n will be equal to n plus 1 and my r will be equal to r, exactly. So if I should go with that, I'm going to have to be n plus 1 factorial divided by what? My r is what? R factorial into brackets. That's actually n is what? N plus 1, then minus what? Minus r. Exactly. So if you look at this now, this doesn't even have, is already proved. Here if I rearrange very well, I'm going to have n plus 1 factorial divided by what? This is actually r factorial into brackets. I just want to rearrange. That means I'm going to have n minus r plus 1. Can you see that both expressions are the same? So if I should prove from this side and prove for this side, I'm having these two expressions to be equal. So that means it shows that this is actually what? Proof, and is actually what? Right. So that's just it. So if you enjoyed this video, please kindly like, subscribe, and don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section below. So if you want me to solve any question for you under this permutation, kindly drop it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.